अरहंत सिद्ध सूर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So we are starting with Tattvagyan part 2, chapter 1. Last week we did chapter 4, Upadan Nimit, instrumental cause and principal cause. So that we are going to touch again when we study that subject. There is a separate book on Nimit Upadan. So again I will be touching that topic, but nevertheless it was explained very nicely by Vijalji, and hope everyone would have understood that. We will be doing some of the practicals on that particular topic. I have given you one of them as homework, but that day we could not, connect to that answer. But again, when we start the topic again with that book, then at that time we will do it again. So just remind me about that example that I have given you as an homework.
Furniture, no?
Yeah, furniture, right. You are correct, right, furniture. So now we will be starting with the first chapter. It's a prayer, Stuti, It's a prayer written by Pandit Bhag Chand ji. He was born in the end of 19th century, somewhere around 1877, and he had a very short life of 56 years only, and he belonged to Oswal community, and his gotra was Chajed. He was very good at Hindi and Sanskrit, both. He used to visit Sonagiri every year, and he used to be called affectionately as Bhaiji. He has written a lot of books, such as this was his prayer. This is a kind of prayer, Mahavirashtak. But then he has done Amit Gati, Acharya Amit Gati, Shravakachar Bhasha Vachnika, means commentary on Acharya Amit Gati's Shravakachar. Then he has written a commentary on Updesh Siddhant Ratnamala. Then he has written a commentary on Praman Pariksha. Then he has written one Prathman Yog story on Neminath Bhagwan, Neminath Puran. And then he had written one book, Satta Swarup, then Gyan Suryoday, then Pat Sangra. These are some of his notable creations. And I have shared you PDF of one Tattvagyan Vivechika in Hindi. Okay. So there all this what I have discussed just now is given there, but it is all in Hindi. And So far, the English translation is not available. And then I have given you one more link about that. One minute. Huh. The English translation, I said you one more PDF link through which you can go to that PDF, and there this is given. Eight-part eulogy to Lord Mahavira. So this has been so nicely translated that you can see you can compare our textbook and that translation, and that has got a very good flow of language. So the main difficulty, I was talking to somebody else, he said, how can you teach from this book, from the textbooks that we have gone through? Because the English quality is not that good. So we are trying to translate it again, but that is going to take some time. But anyway, I have shared this link. In that link, you can see the Hindi, Sanskrit is also given, Hindi translation is also given, and English translation is also given.
So where are you sharing the link?
1 minute.
It has not come on any of the two groups. So
1 minute. PDF. Yeah. It is there. I will share it again.
Oh, the Vivechika?
No. Vivechika is the guidebook that.
Oh, yeah. Eulogy to Lord Mahavir. I will share it again.
Yeah. So you can see the quality of that and the quality of our textbook. You can compare, and then you can realize how it is difficult to explain from the textbook. If you are tracking the textbook, obviously you will get stuck somewhere or the other. But if you see the translation of this, the quality of the flow of the language, it is very good. And this is done by one Mr. Manish Modi. And he is having, he's a publisher of book also. And he has done it personally. And my son knows him very nicely. So tomorrow I'm going to meet him on phone and see if he can help us with the translation. Because if we get this kind of flow of language, there is nothing like it. And then next, coming close to this kind of quality is Vijalji's quality, but she is busy with some other work. So we are also trying to do some translation, but unless and until the quality is good, it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, so there are only 8 words in this poem, and it's very nicely written. It is just about appreciating the qualities of Bhagwan Mahavir Swami. It is about this. So every verse has defined some qualities of Bhagwan Mahavir, and the last line being the same, Mahavir Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. So Nayan means eyes. So in the English textbook, you can see everywhere it is written as stay in the path of my vision. Okay, stay in the path of my vision. That is what it's given in our English textbook. And this fellow, Mr. Manish Modi, has given, please guide me. So that is very correct. So Mahavir Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. Means there are 4 meanings to that. One is netro ke marg mein gaman karne wale, which is not what the writer wants to say here. Then the next is mere hriday mein pravesh karne wale, the one who enters my heart. So this is resembling the correct meaning. Then the third one is darshan dene wale. So darshan dene wale is again, please give us darshan. So here the darshan means the one that we can see by our eyes. And then the last one is marg darshak, that is the one who guides us. So the last one is more apt. So Mr. Manish Modi has written as please guide me. Okay. So generally we do prayer of Bhagwan Mahavir. If we go to the temple, then always we, pray to Lord Mahavir or any other Lord which is there in the temple. Okay. So we do also have this kind of sentiments being developed in us when we go and visit the temple and see the pratima, okay, of the Tirthankar. So in the first verse, the author says here, the poet Bhagchand ji says in this first verse that your consciousness mirror. So our consciousness, our knowledge is just kind of a mirror. Your consciousness mirrors infinite substances. So our knowledge reflects infinite substances, both living and non-living, both animate and inanimate. Okay, Chetan and Achetan, Jeev or Ajeev. Okay, so your consciousness mirrors infinite substances, which may be living and non-living, simultaneously in all their modification. So here it is written simultaneously, but S will not be capital, it will be a small. So some of the mistakes are also there in this version of Manish Modi, and I will point out to you where he has done mistakes. So first of all, you can change this capital S to small s simultaneously in all their modifications. You are omniscient, and like the sun, you light up the path of liberation. Okay. Oh Lord Mahavir, please guide me. So such a simple, here Bhagwan Mahavir is being compared to the sun. As when the sun rises, it illuminates the path. Okay. Similarly, his omniscient knowledge, okay, light ups the path of liberation. That means through his sermons, we are able to know the path of liberation. So he is an illuminator for us. If he was not there, how would we have known the path of liberation? And if we are not aware about the path of liberation, how we will get liberated? So in fact, if he would not have been there, we would not have seen this path of liberation. So we are very lucky and fortunate to have Bhagwan Mahavir Swami as the 24th and the last Tirthankar, and through his preachings, we are able to know the path of liberation. We can tread on that path, and we can also achieve liberation just like him. In the second stanza, he says, now here are some corrections. Your eyes are without blink, okay? And without the redness that arises out of anger. Okay. So your eyes are without blink or it is unblinking and without redness. Now this redness comes out of anger and he has no anger in himself. So there is no redness also. They are like twin lotuses. Okay. Lotus is a flower, you know. So they are like twin lotuses, two lotuses at the same place. Your gaze is steady and unblinking, signifying the complete absence of anger internally and externally. So you can correct on that, but how you will correct? You are not having a printout, right? So I took out a printout. So I have done the correction, but you can just write it down somewhere and then you can add in that, because that is the good flow. And if you refer that, then you will be able to understand. But if you refer to our textbook, it will be very difficult to understand the exact meaning. There are so many grammatical mistakes. There are so many breakage of flow, and quality of words used are also not very good. So it is best to avoid that, but we have got a very good translation here. So your eyes are without, then there is missing blink, and without, this much you need to write, blink and without the redness that arises out of anger. They are like twin lotuses. Your gaze is steady and unblinking, signifying the complete absence of anger. Then you have to write this, add this, internally and externally, signifying the complete absence of anger internally and externally. Then your calm and tranquil posture, okay, shant and tranquil posture reflects the highest purity. Oh Lord Mahavir, please guide me. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. So you see, we are just appreciating the qualities. Kavi Bhagchand ji has appreciated the qualities of Mahavir Swami in every verse. And through this prayer, actually, there is a clear-cut instruction for us that you also follow on this path as shown by Lord Mahavir, and you also manifest these qualities in yourself, and you also become just like Bhagwan Mahavir. So it's quite motivating also. The third one in the sequence, your feet glowing with the luster of the crown jewels of demigod paying obeisance. Okay, so your feet is glowing with the luster of the crown jewels of demigods. Demigods is Indra, heavenly beings. Okay, so the heavenly beings is wearing these ornaments and jewels, and the luster that is reflecting on the feet of the Lord Mahavir. And he is paying obeisance. Then comma, are capable, A again capital, so that should be small, are capable of giving respite to worldly beings from the fire of, it is written here rebirth, but it will be fire of miseries. Okay, so just removing your feet douses the flames of miseries like sprinkling water on them. Okay. So if you sprinkle a water on the flames, what happens? The flame get douses. The flame get douses. Okay. Similarly, our miseries, all the sufferings, the pain, the agonies that we undergo will all be removed just by remembering the feet of Lord Mahavir. It is just like sprinkling water on them. Oh Lord Mahavir, please guide me. So this was the third verse. Now the fourth verse. This is a very famous story which has been given in this verse. The desire of worshipping you with great devotion and joy, then again E will be small, earned a frog instantaneous birth in heaven. Okay. So there was this Samosarana of Bhagwan Mahavir Swami, and Shrenik Raja was going for the darshan in the congregation of Lord Mahavir. Okay. So he was going on an elephant. Okay. And this frog, small frog, he had this desire of seeing Bhagwan Mahavir in the Samosaran. So he started off. And as he started off, he got killed with the legs of that elephant. Okay. And before that King Shreyans can reach there in the Samosaran, this frog got killed and he took birth in heaven. And from there heaven, he went to the congregation and he reached before Shrenik Raja. Okay. Shrenik Raja was still on the path, but he became a hellish, heavenly being, and being a heavenly being, he immediately went to the Samosaran in a second. And he reached there before that King Shrenik. If this can happen, it is no surprise that your true devotees attain liberation. Okay. So it is compared like this way, that small frog with just the desire of worshipping, and he immediately went to the Samosaran in an instant. So it is no surprise that your true devotees attain liberation. So even if they attain liberation, it is not a big deal. Okay. Oh Lord Mahavir, please guide me. So this was the fourth verse. Now coming on to the fifth verse. You are blessed. So, there is in grammar, you must have studied figures of speech. Okay. I think there are 8 figures of speech. And among that, there is one called oxymoron. Okay. Yeah. Oxymoron. That means in Hindi, it is Virodhabhas Alankar. So here you will find comparison among the opposites. Now you see, you are blessed with a body that glows like burnished gold. Okay. Yet unattached to it. And then you need to add something. Yet you are bodiless. Or you can write, yet you are lacking a body. Okay. So on one side, he's saying that you are having a body just like a gold. And on the other side, it is being said that you are bodiless. So there is the opposite of this. On one side, he's saying something else, and on one side, he's saying something else. Okay, these are quite opposite viewpoints, but this kind of things happens in the figure of speech, in the oxymoron example. Okay, so virodhabhas alankar. Okay, so it is always depicting the opposites. So there are 4 examples given here. The first one is your body is just like a gold, glowing just like a gold, but you are bodiless. That was the first. The second one, which is missing here. Okay, you can see the Hindi version there itself. अनेक ज्ञेय उनके ज्ञान में झलकते हैं, अतः अनेक होते हुए भी एक है. This entire line is missing here. You can add it. Many objects are being reflected in your knowledge, still you are one. So many objects are being reflected in your knowledge, still you are one. So this was the second. Then the third one, you are beyond birth, but were born to the great King Siddhartha. So again, on one side, he's saying that you are beyond birth. You don't have any birth and death, but you are still born to King Siddhartha. So these are again opposites. And the last one, you are beyond attachment, but incredibly wealthy with religious congregation. So you have noted down.
Sir, can you repeat?
Which one?
Last one after Siddharth.
Okay. So after Siddharth, the fourth one, it is already written here. You are beyond attachment, but incredibly wealthy. Then you need to add here with religious congregation. Congregation means samosaran. Okay. So on one side, we are saying that you are beyond attachment. There is no rag. Okay. And here you see there is a religious congregation over there. Okay. You have attained the ultimate state, O Lord Mahavir, please guide me. So you have already attained the ultimate state. Now you guide me so that I also can attain this ultimate state of liberation. Okay. So very nice prayer. Now we move on to the sixth one. Your doctrine is like a vast, deep, and pure Ganga of knowledge. So here knowledge is being compared with Ganga river. So your doctrine is like a vast, very large, deep, and pure Ganga of knowledge. Comma, the many viewpoints are her waves. Okay. So we have this Nai Gyan. Okay. In Nai, we talk from a particular perspective. Okay. So the many viewpoints are her waves. So as there are waves in the Ganga river, similarly, these many viewpoints in the knowledge, okay, gives us a vast, deep, and pure knowledge. The many viewpoints are her waves. Her cool waters enable worldly people to diffuse their miseries. Okay. So this cool water of what? Ganga's river enables worldly people to diffuse their miseries, their agonies, their sufferings, their pain. Okay. So it all gets diffused with this holy Ganga's water. Even today, Sevens. Sevens means learned scholar. Okay. Even today, learned scholar take a dip in that wisdom like swans on a river. Okay. So today also we have many learned persons who are guiding us, you know. So they are just like swans on a river. Oh Lord Mahavir, please guide me. Next verse, which is the 7th one. As a child, in order to attain the eternal, beatific and immensely peaceful kingdom of liberation, जिसने अपने अनिर्वार वेग, वेग मीन्स फोर्स, लोगों को, तीनों लोगों को जीत रखा है, ऐसा काम रूपी सुबट योद्धा को अपने आत्मबल से कुमारवस्था, बाल्यावस्था में ही जीत कर नित्य आनंद वर्षक मोक्ष पद पर जो विराजित है, ऐसे भगवान महावीर स्वामी मेरे नयन पथगामी हो, अर्थात मुझे दर्शन दे. So Bhagwan Mahavir Swami took Diksha at the age of 30. Okay. So it is not as a child, but as a youth, Kumar Avastha. So Balya Avastha nahi kaha hai, Kumar Avastha. Likha hai na, second line. You can see the Sanskrit version. It is written here, Kumar Avastha. So as a youth, you don't write as a child, but as a youth, in order to attain the eternal, beatific means very beautiful and immensely peaceful kingdom of liberation, with the strength of your pure soul, you conquered Cupid, the god of love, who holds the inhabitants of the three worlds under his sway. Okay. So he was able to conquer that Cupid, okay, the god of love, who holds the inhabitants of the three worlds under his sway, this under his control. So the whole universe is under the control of love God. People are crazy in finding love and the objects thereof. Okay. But Bhagwan Mahavir, Lord Mahavir, as a youth, he didn't enter, he didn't get married, and he never entered in the this vicious circle of this sansar, you know, vicious circle of worldly existence. Okay. And he remained to be as a celibate. He never married, and he was able to conquer the god of love, or he was able to conquer the Cupid at an early age. Oh Lord Mahavir, please guide me. And how he conquered this Cupid? With the strength, of pure soul. Okay? With the strength of pure soul. He conquered this. He conquered everything. He conquered all the passions. With this strength of pure soul, he conquered the passions, he conquered all the karmas, he conquered all the cupids, all the passions, everything, just with the strength of pure soul. Strength of pure soul means he took shelter in his own soul, and this way he conquered all the passions. The last one, the eighth one. You conquered the great affliction of delusions. Okay. So we all know that because of delusion, people have been wandering from one species to another species from time immortal. And what Lord Mahavir did? You conquered the great affliction of delusion and you are free from all desires. You are the friend who does not expect anything from others. Your greatness and auspiciousness is well known. You are a safe haven for sages who fear transmigration. You are abode to all the finite virtues. So we will see it one by one from the Hindi version. Okay. So here also, you need to refer to our textbook, English version, 8th one. Let me see. So here he is being compared to the doctor, Ved, doctor. So in Hindi it is given, Jo Maha Mo Rupi Rog. Mo Rupi Rog is delusion. Okay. Disease, delusion, disease. जो महा मोह रूपी रोग को शांत करने के लिए निरपेक्ष वेद है. You conquered the great affliction of delusion and are free from all desires. You are the friend who does not expect anything from others. Niswarth bandhu. Okay. So you are the friend who does not expect anything from others. Then, जो महामंगल के करने वाले हैं. Your greatness and auspiciousness is well known. You are a benefactor. You are a safe haven for sages or saints who fear transmigration. भव से भयभीत साधुओं को जो शरण है, ओके, वे उत्तम गुणों के धारी भगवान महावीर स्वामी. You are abode to all the finest virtues. उत्तम गुणों के धारी. Oh Lord Mahavir, please guide me. So now I think everything is cleared. The conclusion, which is again of 2 lines. Here it is written colophon. This 8-part eulogy to Lord Mahavir has been composed with devotion by Bhakchandra ji. Here it is written Kavi Bhagendu. Those who recite it, okay, those who listen to it, those who recite it, shall attain the ultimate state of liberation. So how we can attain the state of liberation? By just listening to it, by reciting it? Can anyone give a good answer? So here it's written, yeah.
If you're reciting it every day with right faith and right knowledge of the words that you're speaking, then it will evoke the right emotions in you.
Right, very good.
And I don't know next what.
So good try, but actually
it is the characteristics of Lord Mahavir which is explained in each and every paragraph.
yeah, that is true. But those who recite it, listen to it, shall attain the ultimate state of liberation. So how we can attain the state of liberation? By listening to it, just by reciting it. Okay.
So this is a good nimit. So if the soul is ready and this gets applied,
Yes.
probably it would move to the next state.
Definitely. So this means you have to follow the preachings of Lord Mahavir. Okay. Recite it and listen to it means you have to follow the path laid down by Mahavir Swami. And if you follow that path, you treat on that path, then just like Mahavir Swami attained liberation, you will also attain liberation. So the poet is inspiring us that you should recite it every day, you should learn it every day, listen to it every day, and you will attain the ultimate state of liberation. So whatever we don't do for developing the attachment, We don't do any prayer for rag, but we do prayers to attain passionlessness state. Okay? Vitrakta is the only prayojan. Our only purpose of listening to Jinvani, reading Jinvani, understanding Jinvani is that we also manifest passionlessness in ourself, in our modification, and gradually the purity will increase, and one day you will have complete purity in the modification, and that is how you will attain the state of Arihanta. And after attaining the state of Arihanta, you will attain the state of liberation, Siddha. Will become Siddh Bhagwan. And that is the ultimate, our ultimate objective, our ultimate aim, our ultimate destination. So whatever we do, it is not for the what we call for not increasing the attachment feeling, but to get detached. Okay. So all our efforts will be to get this feeling of detachment. Okay. And not to develop attachment. So this prayer was very good. You can understand its meaning, and you can also recite. And this is quite popular, and many people have done it by heart in Sanskrit. So just we are not tracking the Sanskrit meanings here. So I thought ki reading in Sanskrit won't help. And so I did the direct English translation only. Okay. So you can just see that in each verse, there is something that is being appreciated about Lord Mahavir. And we are not just appreciating, but at the same time, the poet is inspiring us to develop those qualities in us, because we are also having that similar kind of qualities within us. It is just that we have not manifested it. So by learning the tricks and the process from Lord Mahavir and walking on the path shown by him, we can also attain the state of liberation. And that is our ultimate goal. Okay, so this was very good. Now we'll move on to the next chapter. शास्त्रों के अर्थ समझने की पद्धति, the method of understanding the meaning of religious texts. So in the whole Jinvani, the biggest challenge is that you need to interpret the correct meaning of Jinvani, because there are a lot of viewpoints. Okay, there are a lot of meanings of same word, and it is used in different senses in different kinds of situations. Okay, so what will be the correct meaning in this situation, that you need to identify. And if you are able to identify that correct meaning, then you will get the correct information, the correct preaching. Okay, so because of that, people are not able to get the correct meaning, and since they don't get the correct meaning, they don't get the essence of the preachings. And if they don't get the essence of the preachings, they are not able to practice it in their day-to-day life. And if they are not able to practice it, there is no gain as such. Okay, so this is a real challenge to understand the methodology of this religious text. So this is in the form of a conversation between Pandit Todarmalji and Diwan Ratan Chandji. He was a disciple of Pandit Todarmalji in actual life. Okay, and so this conversation is between Diwan Ratan Chand and Pandit Todarmalji. So it is written here as Pandit Todarmal, but we would, with respect, we would say Pandit Todarmalji. Okay. So, Subhaji, can you read? You have the textbook with you?
Yes, Ji, I have it. I'll read.
You read.
Pandit Todamalji, the root of the tree of this world is wrong faith. Complete liberation of the soul can only be attained with the complete annihilation of this wrong faith. Today, we have to study why wrong faith persists in the Jains also, and in those who obey the commandments of Jainism. Because even an iota of wrong faith is harmful, and subtleties of wrong faith are also worth renouncing. Diwan Ratan Chandji, how does wrong faith persist in those who are Jains and obey the commandments of Jainism? There is nothing in support of wrong faith in the Jain scriptures. Panditji, whatever you say is correct. There is nothing in the Jain scriptures which supports wrong faith. But those who do not know the method of understanding the meaning of religious texts cannot go to the heart of the scriptures. They understand something otherwise from their imagination, and their wrong faith does not leave them. Diwanji, is there some method of understanding the meaning of religious texts? Panditji, yes, there is a method of doing and understanding things. Till we understand that method, we cannot do anything in the proper way, and can also not understand things in their right perspective. Diwanji, what is the method of understanding the meaning of the teachings of the Jinendra Dio. Panditji, principles of religion have been explained in the religious texts from real and conventional aspects. Ordinary humans do not understand the real meaning of the text, for they do not understand the nature of real and conventional aspects. The scriptures have been divided in 4 broad heads. Each head has got a different method of exposition. If we do not understand that method, we cannot understand the intrinsic meaning of the text. Divanji, please explain the nature of real and conventional aspects and the method of exposition of the religious text. Panditji, I have already dealt with real and conventional aspects some days back, and I have also elaborately explained the 4 divisions of the religious books. Divanji, yes, we have got a general knowledge of these subjects. We, however, want to understand them in the context of the methods of understanding the meanings of religious texts. Panditji, if you know the nature of real and conventional aspects, let me know what are real and conventional aspects. Divanji, real aspect means the intrinsic exposition, and the conventional aspect means imposed exposition of things and principle. We can also say that exposition of the nature of one substance as that only is the real aspect, and to describe it in the nature of some other substance is a conventional aspect. Panditji, then you must be knowing that the conventional aspect mixes self and non-self, their modifications and activities, and then exposes them, while real aspect places them as they are without mixing one with the other. Divanji, yes, we know this also. Panditji, well then, tell me who are men and animals. Divanji, living beings. Panditji, living beings? Divanji, they have also been described as such in religious books. Panditji, yes, they have been described as living beings, human and hellish life being their modifications in the scriptures. But we should not accept the modification as living beings. The modifications are a mixed state of the animate and inanimate entities. But in reality, soul substance is quite different, and that should be treated as such. In the context of its association with the soul, bodies, etc., are also called living entities. But that is so in words alone. From the religious point of view, bodies, etc., are never living entities. Likewise, the indivisible soul has been divided into consciousness, perception, and other attributes. But these divisions are just to explain the substances, which should be accepted as indivisible only. From the real aspect, the soul is indivisible. That alone should be treated as a living substance. The divisions are from the name and number points of view, and as such are for explaining only. They are not different from their intrinsic nature. Should I continue, Ji?
Yes.
Divanji, I think rules of conduct and abstinence have been described as the path of liberation from the conventional aspect only. Panditji, conduct and abstinence, etc., have been called path of liberation for the purposes of dissociation with the non-self entities. But they should not be accepted as such. For if the soul can possess or abandon other substances, it will become the creator and destroyer of this. No substance is, however, dependent on others. The soul detaches itself from the attachments and becomes perfectly detached. In fact, such detachment is a real way to perfection of the soul. It was for this reason that it was explained that till we recognize which statement is real and which conventional at the scriptures, we remain in darkness and understand both as the same. Divanji. Then why did the exponents of philosophy take recourse to conventional aspect also? Panditji. Without conventional exposition, the spirit of the religious text cannot be clarified. Therefore, though not real, the conventional aspect has been made use of. Divanji. Why cannot the real aspect be exposed without the conventional one? Panditji. The soul from the real aspect is different from all non-self substances and one with its intrinsic nature alone and independent. If you go on telling people like that, they would understand nothing. Therefore, it was explained in relation to other substances like body, etc., and by division into human, animal, and other phases. Likewise, indivisible substances were explained in parts thereof. Example, soul was divided into attributes like sentience, perception, etc., and thus clarified. Just as a barbarian cannot understand things except in his own language, in the same way, conventional man cannot understand the real intrinsic soul or other substances except with the help of conventional exposition. Divanji, what should be our correct understanding? Panditji, when things have been described from the real point of view, they should be accepted as they really are. And when they are illustrated from the conventional aspect, we should treat them as not like that, but described as such from the point of view of the association or other instrumental causes. Divanji, is the conventional aspect only helpful in teaching others as its own purposefulness also?
So now somebody else would read. Jinali ji, you will read?
Yes, sir.
Page 11, last paragraph.
Yeah. Is the Divanji, is the conventional aspect only helpful in teaching others? Has it its own purposefulness also? Panditji, till we recognize the real intrinsic nature of substances, we should understand them from the conventional aspect. Thus, in our lower stages, conventional aspect is also helpful. However, it is helpful only if we treat conventional aspect as imposition and then we try to understand things. But if we regard conventional aspect as truthful, as the real one, and treat things as thus only, then our belief will remain perverse and we shall be treading wrong paths. Likewise, we do not understand the real nature of substances, having not understand the four broad divisions of Jain scriptures. Therefore, we should have a clear picture of these divisions. Divanji, kindly explain the real purpose of exposition of the nature of things in Pratman Yoga. Panditji, in Pratman Yoga, persons are introduced to lead a religious life by describing the diversities of this world, the results of merits and demerits, and the activities of the great men of history. Original stories are just as they were, but expositions in the different contexts sometimes are exactly similar, at others they are according to the thinking of the writer, but the purpose is never otherwise. For example, Gods participated in the 5 auspicious events of the life of the Tirthankaras, but the words of adoration used by the gods and their lords were not exactly similar to those that were originally used. Likewise, in dialogues, the language used by the writer is quite different from which was used by the speakers, but they serve the same purpose. Sometimes reference stories written by writers are according to their own conceptions. Example, there are stories of fools in Dharma Pariksha, but it is not necessary that the same story was narrated by Manoveg. However, it is surely was supporting foolishness. Sometimes in Pratmaniyo, people doing improper acts, but with religious sense and purpose have been praised. Example, Vishnu Kumarji, out of the sheer love of pity, saved the 700 monks from torture. But this action on his part was improper, for he had to leave Monkur, but he has been adored for this due to his love for pity. Taking advantage of this example, we should not give up the higher status and indulge in less important tasks. It is evil to worship or pray God for being blessed with sons or curing oneself of disease. These being included in the Nidan Arthadhyan and devoid of selfishness in pursuing the path of religion. But even these have been praised, considering that the devotee did not indulge in the worship of gods who are personifications of wrong faith themselves and spread the same amongst their followers. One should not in this manner perform religious rituals to achieve worldly aims which only satisfy pleasures of the senses. Divanji, what is the subject matter?
Our time is over today, so we'll continue it from tomorrow. So basically in this chapter, they have explained 2 things. One is 4 expositions, Char Anuyog that we have learned earlier in Vitrag Vigyan, and the other one is Nischay Vyavhar. That also we have learned. So all these 2, the 4 expositions and the viewpoints, Nay, Nischay Nay and Vyavhar Nay, real point of view and conventional point of view. This is very nicely explained here in this chapter, that these 2 are the major things where people do commit mistakes and they are not able to arrive at the right meaning of the words. Okay, so because of that, without correct understanding, their faith is also wrong faith, and because of that they have been suffering. So this is a very important chapter, because unless and until you know this thoroughly, you will not able to get the correct meaning of the text that we read. So this is a very important chapter, and we will do it thoroughly tomorrow. I'll explain the whole chapter, but in a nutshell, I have told you what it is all about. Okay, so tomorrow we'll meet again at 9 o'clock and we'll continue from here. And means like we'll begin from the starting itself, and then we will take this forward. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है। 9 बार नौकर मंत्र गिनेंगे। जय जिनेंद्र।
जय जिनेंद्र।